this is Payanna and welcome to my channel. So, like I said, I wanted to read more sci-fi, but I've actually been having a hard time finding stuff that looks interesting, because I didn't think it would be that hard, frankly. But I just seem to spend my time kind of wading through stuff and kind of looking at, resumes and being like, I don't really fancy that, I don't really fancy that, I don't really fancy that. But I did just kind of go out and buy this one without really finding out about it first, so, which seems to be working out for me quite well. So this is the Diabolic, and again, it wasn't really what I expected, but yeah. So this is set many, many centuries in the future, where the human race has taken to living on spaceships. They live in these sort of massive space stations, and the universe is ruled by an emperor and a very strict religious order which forbids the learning of all science. The logic behind this is that their ancestors built these great ships that they now live in, and they built all this technology, and they also built technology to keep that technology operational, so there's no need in this sort of age for humans to learn about science. But it's becoming a big problem because obviously these ships are becoming very old, they're becoming obsolete, and they are, obviously, some of them are blowing up, they're encountering problems that can't be fixed. And the Empire and the religious order are helpfully turning a blind eye to all of this, because, why would you take this seriously? All the kind of ships are malfunctioning and falling apart, which means the end of the human race, basically. This is basically waiting for everything to self-destruct, including themselves, because they'll have nowhere left to live if all their ships die. The central character in this is a creature called Nemesis, who is a Diabolic, and I thought the Diabolics were robots when I first started reading this, but they're actually sort of engineered life forms. They are alive. Like, there are several cases of animals that have been engineered, and these humanoid creatures, the Diabolics, that have been engineered solely to protect one person, and they are programmed. So they are kind of like computers in the sense that their brains are programmed in a certain way, but they are kind of living. I don't know if I'm making myself clear here, but they are living creatures that have been created by humans in order to protect other humans. So they are linked to one person to the extent where they will protect them from anything, and they will happily give up their lives in order to keep them safe. So she's very, very strong, she's very, very powerful, she's absolutely ruthless killer, and therefore she kind of has no understanding of how humans work, of human emotions. She exists solely for the purpose of protecting one individual, who is the daughter of a senator who is considered a heretic because he wants to encourage the learning of science again. He's one of these people that's seeing this great disaster loom where the technology is going to fail and the human race will have nowhere else to go, and he's spoken out against this and trying to get science to be taught again. So he's very, very badly sort of seen by the Empire. He's like a very dangerous man in their eyes because he's working against everything. They've tried so hard to build this world where knowledge isn't something to be pursued. They pursue leisure, they pursue well-being, but they don't pursue knowledge. They think ignorance is bliss, literally. And because of this, the Emperor orders this man's daughter to come to the imperial court in order to pressure him, presumably, into being more obedient. Only he previously ordered for all the Diabolics, because all the councillors, the important people's children, they all had Diabolics to protect them, and the Emperor's ordered them all to be destroyed. So Nemesis technically was supposed to be destroyed, only she wasn't. They managed to sort of fake her destruction. And so the Counselor, instead of putting his daughter in danger in the Emperor's court, decides to send Nemesis in her place. And Nemesis has to learn how to be human, basically. She has to learn etiquette, she has to learn how to sort of fake emotions. So she has, you know, I mean, she's completely devoted to this man's daughter, so she's only too happy to do this in order to protect her. So she ends up going to the Emperor's court and having to convince everyone that she is a real human being. I enjoyed the different levels of detail there is in this book, 'cause it's quite interesting. You've got the whole world these people live in, that they live in these spaceships. You've got the imperial court and all the kind of power battles, the religious order that kind of rules everything, the Emperor and his family and how they deal with everything. The fact that all the children of the councillors have been asked to the court, and a lot of kind of moral dilemmas come into play because Nemesis's, I should say owner, I guess, wanted her to be blessed, only the priest wouldn't do it because technically she's not a human being and therefore she can't be blessed. So you have these sort of moral dilemmas. Where does this kind of thing end? What is to be? I mean, she is basically one giant moral dilemma. That is what she is, which I thought was quite nice. The people who want to teach science again, and the fact that this world is dying, is basically neglecting itself to the point of destruction. The levels of class, also social classes, because you've got the rich families who live on these big space stations, but you also have this class, the sort of lower class of human beings called the excess, who live on planets. They have planetary dwelling lives, and the people who live on the spaceships are very pampered. They're the rich people, and they have all these sort of robots that give them implants. They can change their appearance at like the click of a finger, and they can change their hair. They have all these cosmetic stuff that they plaster on themselves to change their appearance, to make them look completely different. And the planet dwellers, obviously, they're exposed to planetary life, so they have suntans, they're wearier looking people because they are exposed to the elements, and that kind of divides them. So you have this lovely divide. It does kind of reflect our society today, which is kind of frightening. I'm not going to go into that in too detail, but yeah, I think it's a nice example of like humanity doesn't change, and you still basically have the same problems, have been around it all through history, are still going to be around in the future in this like futuristic novel. The political side of the narrative I thought was also very well managed, because that is quite a complicated thing to do when you're kind of creating a novel like this, but this was very well done. Like with the court and all the people who evolve in it and all the different power plays and how they create all these schemes to make everything work the way they want it, and how the sort of really high classes, the imperial family, are basically immune and can do whatever they want. So that was well done, in my opinion. The whole thing was very good. I was very satisfied with this read. So yes, all in all, I'm really happy to have picked up this rather lovely piece of sci-fi that I do definitely recommend. This is very nice, satisfying read. That was The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. I think that's how you say it. So it only remains for me to say thank you for watching my video. Do like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.